My name is Christy Staples, and I am a brand operational manager for faith-based leaders. How did I get to this point? I want to take you on this journey with me. About a year ago, I entered grad school and I made a decision that I was going to pour into me. Now, let me give you the backstory. The backstory is I've served in ministry for over 10 years at a high level. I was a chief armor bearer for a mega church here in Houston, and God was pushing me to do more. He was pushing me out from behind the scenes because I'm a great number 2 person. And so I've been groomed and I've been around greatness. And so God was like, okay, it's time for you to come out from behind the scenes. And I'm like, no, God, I'm not ready. So he gave me another year. Okay, so then when I stepped down from ministry in that position, I started kind of going on this self-awareness journey. And this journey was about me discovering who I was outside of this position, who I was outside of my church home, who I was outside of helping everybody else, who was I? And I couldn't answer the question, who is Christy Staples? And mind you, at this point, God had honored my prayer, which was, God, if it's meant for me to be a full-time entrepreneur, allow me to get laid off from this job and to get a severance package. And so he did just that. And so here I am, full-time entrepreneur. I'm serving in ministry, but I get to a point where I know God wants more and he has more for me to do. And so I started to go on this journey. I started to really get by myself. I stopped going to events. I stopped posting so much on social media. I stopped being that go-to person for everybody else, that clutch player. And I said, you know what, it's time for me to put Christy first. And I know a lot of you guys, we wear a lot of hats as women, and so it's hard for us to put ourselves first. And it shouldn't be, because now it's looked upon as being selfish, or now the trending thing is hashtag self-care, when we should be doing this in the beginning. And so I started putting myself first. I started discovering things about me. Even now, I'm looking for a hobby. I don't have a hobby. I need to get a hobby so I can have some balance, because I'm too worky all the time and I need to balance this thing out. And so on this journey, I made the decision at the end of last year to start working out consistently. And I did that. And now here we are 7-8 months down the road. You know, I'm down 2 to 3 dress sizes and I feel good about myself. And that's all that I wanted to do. I wanted to put myself first. I wanted to start working out. And then I entered grad school and I said, these are 2 things that I'm going to focus on this year and for me. And doing those 2 things, my business opened up even more. I wasn't even marketing my business and I still had clients that were reaching out to me. I was showing up consistently on social media, showing that I'm here working out. That was the only thing that I was kind of posting. I wasn't marketing anything, but people saw the consistency in one area and then thought about me in another area. So I'm telling you, get consistent at one thing in your life and that will open up so many other doors for you. Same thing in your business. Get consistent in your business with doing one thing and then it'll open up so many doors for you. Just focus on one thing, because you can't be a jack of all trades and give multiple things equal time. You just can't do that. And so I keep on going on my journey. I finished grad school. I continue to working out even to this day. And then something hit me. You need to pivot in your business, because now what I've learned in grad school is that I was undervaluing my knowledge. I was really smarter than what I really was. I wasn't giving myself the credit for being smart. And then I was undercharging. And so that made me realize that, hey, I need to relaunch my business. And so that's where we are today. I just finished a photo shoot. Now we're here and I want to document this journey so that you can know that 3 years in the game, I'm just now getting to what my niche is. And my niche is faith-based leaders. My niche is faith-based companies. Now, the old Christy was the girl that was like, okay, we got church Christy over here, we got business Christy over here, and then we got the country girl, Mississippi girl over here, and then we had the athlete over here. Well, all those things work together for my good, because basketball makes me competitive and makes me want to finish things early and on time. Right? That's my competitive edge. That Mississippi girl makes me humble enough to say, hey, if I'm in the cycle of my business and cycle is down, I still know how to manage. I still know how to be a good steward. I still know how to give. And then that church Christy has groomed me to be around such leaders and pastors at a certain level that there's discretion, that there's the ability to think ahead of them, the ability to be a rock for them, to be that support system that they need. And then you have business Christy, who has all this business acumen that just intuitive for me to do business. And so once I stopped compartmentalizing Christy and allowed all those things to kind of melt together and to gel together, here we are. Now I figured out what my thing is. This is my thing. My thing is to be a brand operational manager for faith-based leaders. What is that, Christy? That is me being that make it happen girl for you. So if you want to launch a course, you want to write a book, you want to create an additional passive income outside of church, because let's be honest, you can't rely on the tithes and offering anymore for a smaller church or even a bigger church. I mean, tithes and offering are different now because you have a different set of givers, right? And so here I am, I've pivoted into my business. I was scared to do it, but I had to do it, and now it just makes sense. It feels good. So now I'm going to go full force and be passionate about what I'm doing because it's right. And I got the clarity on it. And when it's clear and when you know it's God, it just happens so quickly. So quickly. I don't feel like I'm selling because this is natural. This is who I am. This is my clientele. This is my audience. I know how to talk the language because I've been in that world. So I'm telling you, it's okay to pivot in your business. I'm telling you, it's okay to niche down, but it's not going to happen overnight. It took me 3 years to get to this point. And now I have a quick learning curve because I don't stick in nothing too long. If it ain't working, I'm going to move around because I know that I'm a quick learner and I know my cycle. My cycle is about 2 years with jobs or positions and different things. I'm a master it in a year and a half. I can stick with it for another 6 months, but then that 3rd year, I need a challenge. And so I've learned that about myself. So you have to learn those things about yourself. What is your life cycle? You know, what are you, how often do you need to be in a position before you need to be challenged in a different area? You know, at what point do you need to go get another job, or what point do you need to go and kind of leverage where you are and get another position within your company? It's okay to pivot because this is, to be honest with you, this is like the 3rd business I've tried to do. First thing, it was bookkeeping because my background is in accounting. But it wasn't until I was working with the government that I realized, hey, I'm a creative person. I don't like to just sit here and count numbers and just do audit reports. That's when I started discovering who I really was, and I'm a creative. So the thing about me is that I'm left and the right brain. And so left and the right brain, I can vision with you. That's why I can work with visionaries. I can vision with you. But that accountant in me is going to kick in and say, no, how do we implement? How do we execute? And so I know that my role is an executor and an implementator. I know that. So I know that I can support a visionary. That's what I've discovered about me. So I challenge you to discover the things about you that make you great. What is your sweet spot? What is your niche? It doesn't happen overnight, but once you start to get clear and you desire the answer to that question, you will find the answer, and it's already laying inside of you. It's nothing new. Go back to your childhood. If you go back to your childhood, there are nuggets along the way that will show you exactly who you are. You're still the same person, or you're just older and growner, but you still have those same qualities. So go back to those childlike qualities, those things that you liked when you were younger. What did you dream about when you were younger? Those are the things now that you can really chase after. Make your dreams come true. It's okay.